Hello and welcome back to Friday Reads, where we help you find your next read. I'm Jill.
And I'm Julie, and we did husbands, wives, and this week we're doing How Well Do You Know Your Neighbors? So these are going to be books that feature neighbors, neighborhoods. I'm guessing we have a lot of thrillers in this one, but I'll turn it over to Jill for her first pick.
I don't think this is a thriller. This is A Good Neighborhood by Teresa Ann Fowler. In Oak Knoll, a verdant, tight-knit North Carolina neighborhood, Professor of Forestry and Ecology, Valerie Elston Holt, is raising her bright and talented biracial son. Xavier is headed to college in the fall, and after years of single parenting, Valerie is facing the prospect of an empty nest, as well as the Whitmans move in next door, an apparently traditional family with new money, ambition, and secretly troubled teenage daughter. Thanks to his thriving local business, Brad Whitman is something of a celebrity around town, and he's made a small fortune on his customer service and charm, while his wife, Julia, escaped her trailer park upbringing for the security of marriage and homemaking. Their new house is more than she ever imagined for herself, and who wouldn't want to live in Oak Knoll? With a little common except property line, these two very different families quickly find themselves at odds. First over a historic old tree in Valerie's yard, and soon after, a romance between the two teenagers. So... yes, A Good Neighborhood.
There you go. And I start out with The Neighbors Are Watching by Deborah Ginsburg. This is back from 2010. Set against the backdrop of the deadly 2007 wildfires that forced the evacuation of 500,000 San Diego residents, Ginsburg's this novel, The Neighbors Are Watching, examines the dark side of suburbia, a place where everyone has something to hide. Aside from their annual block party, the neighbors on Fuller Court tend to keep to themselves. But that doesn't mean they aren't watching and judging each other on the sly. So when pregnant teenager Diana Jones shows up literally on her biological father's doorstep, well, the neighbors can't stop talking. Joe Montana is a handsome restaurant manager who failed to tell his wife Allison that he fathered a baby with an ex-girlfriend 17 years ago. Allison, already harboring her own inner resentments, takes the news very badly. She isn't the only one. Diana's bombshell arrival in their quiet cul-de-sac sets off a chain reaction of secrets and lies that threatens to engulf the neighborhood, along with the approaching flames from two huge wildfires fanned by the Santa Ana winds. Ooh. It's a blend of domestic drama and suspense, and in this book reveals the secrets that bloom alongside those manicured flower beds and the truths that lurk behind your neighbor's closed doors. So the neighbors are watching.
These books are fun to read just to find out what the neighbors
are
like.
I know, see what they all are up to and what they know.
Next one is a thriller, A Couple Next Door by Sherry Lapina. It all started at a dinner party, a domestic suspense debut about a young couple and their apparently friendly neighbors. Anna and Marco Conti seem to have it all, a loving relationship, a wonderful home, and their beautiful baby Cora. But one night when they're at a dinner party next door, a terrible crime is committed. Suspicion immediately focuses on the parents, and the truth is a much more complicated story. Inside the curtain, how's an unsettling account of what actually happens unfolds. Detective Rosbach knows that the panic couple is hiding something. Both Anne and Marco soon discover that the other is keeping secrets they've kept for years. What follows is a nerve-wracking unraveling of a family, a chilling tale of deception, duplicity, and unfaithfulness that will keep you breathless. So I read this and it was very good.
Me too. I like that one. My next pick is Good Neighbors by Sarah Langan, published in 2021, so just last year. Welcome to Maple Street, a picture-perfect slice of suburban Long Island. Is residents bound by their children, their work, and their illusion of safety in a rapidly changing world. Arlo Wilde, a gruff has-been rock star who's got nothing to show for his fame but track marks, is always 2 steps behind the other dads. His wife, beautiful ex-pageant queen Gertie, feels socially ostracized and adrift. Spunky preteen Julie curses like a sailor, and her kid brother Larry is called Robot Boy by the kids on the block. Their next-door neighbor and Maple Street's queen bee, Rhea Schrader, a lonely community college professor repressing her own dark past, welcomes Gertie and family into the fold. Then during one spritzer-fueled summer evening, the new best friends share too much too soon. As tensions mount, a sinkhole opens in a nearby park, and Rhea's daughter Shelley falls inside. The search for Shelley brings a shocking accusation against the Wildes that spins out of control. Suddenly, it's one mom's word against the other in a court of public opinion, And how is this going to end? Good Neighbors excavates the perils and betrayals of motherhood and friendships and the dangerous clash between social hierarchy, childhood drama, and fears. So, sounds like an interesting and slightly off book.
To get lost in a sinkhole
Good
is something.
Neighbors by Sarah Langan.
Wow. So this is James Patterson, The House Next Door. It isn't only written by him. You'd have to search for the other authors' names. But Tim Arnold, Susan DeLallo, and Max DeLallo are also writers on this. It is actually 3 stories. The first one is called The House Next Door. A married mother of 3, Laura Sherman, was thrilled when her new neighbor invited her on some errands. But a few quick tasks become a long lunch, and now things go too far with a man who isn't what he seems. This book also contains another book called The Killer's Wife, about 4 girls who have gone missing, and the detective has to try to find them. And We Are Not Alone, which is the first message from space. It will change the world.
Oh my goodness.
House next door and then a space next door. So
interesting combination of stories.
Very different.
My next pick is from our new collection, and this is Fern Michaels, and this is Fear Thy Neighbor. This is, again, new from March of 2022. One woman's picture-perfect island sanctuary reveals itself to be filled with dangers in this page-turner. At 29, Allison Marshall is ready to find a place to call home. With no family and no ties, she's drifted from one small Florida town to another since high school, working odd jobs, saving hard, and building a nest egg. Once she finds the right place to settle down, she'll know. And when she reaches the beautiful Palmetto Island, she thinks she may have found it. The small, close-knit community seems to have everything she needs. On a hunch, she contacts the island's only realtor and learns that an old beach house is on the market. Miraculously, it's in her budget, and Allison takes it as another sign that she's in the right place. At first, home is everything she hoped it would be, but as days turn into weeks, she uncovers a dark side to this peaceful, supposedly peaceful, haven. The locals have a secret, and once Allison discovers what it is, she faces a stark choice. She can stay and join them, or she can escape. But leaving brings its own risk, and Allison is starting to wonder if coming to Palmetto Island is the last mistake she'll ever make. So you have to read this one and find out how this all turns out.
Join them.
Fear thy neighbors.
My next one is called The Neighbor's Secret by L. Allison Heller. This was published in 2021. How well do you really know your neighbors? With its sprawling yards and excellent schools, Cottonwood Estates is the perfect place to raise children. The Cottonwood Book Club serves as the subdivision's eyes and ears, meeting once a month for discussion, group, gossip, and cocktails. If their selections trend toward twisty thrillers and salacious murder mysteries, it's only because the members feel secure that such evil has no place in their own cul-de-sacs. Or does it? What happened to Lena's family 15 years ago was a tragic accident. She will never admit otherwise. Devoted wife and mother Annie refuses to acknowledge, even to herself, the weight of the past shame. The new resident Jen wants friends, but as always worry about her troubled son gets in the way. When late-night acts of vandalism target the women of the book club in an increasing violent and personal ways, they will be forced to decide how far they will go to keep their secrets. At least they will all agree on what's important, protecting their children at any cost, even if it means somebody has to die.
Oh, boy.
Book club in there, too.
My fourth pick is Every Last Secret by A.R. Torrey, published last year in 2020. This had a 4.03 ranking on Goodreads,
Wow.
So welcome to the neighborhood. Watch your husband, watch your friends, and watch your back. Kat Winthorpe has worked hard to get what she has, a gorgeous home, social standing, and William, her successful, handsome husband. Then a friendly new couple moves into the estate next door. While cautious, a good neighbor like Kat greets them with open arms and warm hospitality. Nina Ryder isn't a fellow lady of leisure. A life coach with off-the-rack dresses, personal issues, and a husband who hasn't delivered. She's just anxious to move up in the world. This beautiful new town is a step in the right direction. It's also making Nina aware of what she doesn't have, namely William. When Nina's infatuation escalates into obsession, it's just a matter of eliminating a few obstacles to get the life she wants, the life next door. As her secret fixation grows, so does her friendship with Kat. But beneath their cordial interaction is a wealth of temptations, secrets, and toxic jealousy. For both women, the desire for a perfect life may turn perfectly dangerous. So, Every Last Secret. Told you I had a lot of thrillers.
That one looks good. This one's not a thriller. I have suggested this book before, but it is just so fun. And it's a different kind of neighbors. These neighbors fall in love. So It's called Our Souls at Night by Ken Turuff. In the familiar setting of Holt, Colorado, home to all of Ken Turuff's inimitable fiction, Addie Morris plays the unexpected visit to a neighbor, Louise Waters. Her husband died years ago, as did his wife, and in such a small town, they naturally have known of each other for decades. In fact, Addie was quite fond of Louis, his wife. His daughter lives hours away in Colorado Springs, her son even farther away in Grand Junction, and Addie and Louis have long been living alone in houses now empty of family. The nights are lonely, especially with no one to talk to. So they go and visit each other at night and start a relationship. So it's kind of a fun...
Did you read that one?
Yes, and I saw the movie.
Me too. I liked both.
Very good. Little friendly neighbors.
Mm-hmm. And my last pick is Sally Hepworth's The Family Next Door. This was published back in 2018. If you're fans of Amanda Prowse, Carrie Fisher, Leanne Moriarty, this may be one that you like. The small suburb of Pleasant Court lives up to its name. It's the kind of place where everyone knows their neighbors and the kids are out playing in the street. Isabel Hetherington doesn't fit into this picture of family paradise. Husbandless and childless, she soon catches the attention of 3 Pleasant Court mothers. But Ange, Fran, and Essie have their own secrets to hide, like the reason behind Ange's compulsion to control every aspect of her life, or why Fran won't let her sweet, gentle husband near her new baby, or why 3 years ago Essie took her daughter to the park and returned home without her. As their obsession with their new neighbor grows, the secrets of these 3 women begin to spread, and they'll soon find out that when you look at something too closely, you begin to see things you never wanted to see.
Ooh.
So The Family Next Door.
Things too closely. Well, we hope we helped you find something to read and didn't cause you to suspect things with your neighbors too much.
Yeah, hopefully you get along well with your neighbors. You see a lot more of them at this time of year than you do when it's cold in Wisconsin. So, as always, find our video on Facebook. We had a little bit of technical difficulty last week with Facebook, so
Come on, Facebook, got it.
here's hoping that it works for us this week. Otherwise, you can always find our videos on the Kimberly Public Library's YouTube channel. Like, comment, share. We always like to hear from you. And until next time, thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.